I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I am. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so. I am so.
In meditation, the more we experience this one single energy field, then many things happen. But one of the things that happens is that we start feeling good, we start feeling powerful, we start feeling like we are connected with everything. And so automatically, one reason why meditation moves somebody into a positive state, sustained positive state, is because we are in this state of connection with everyone.
After attending the Buddha CEO program, I realized that there is a much more than just concentration. And especially when I listen to all the experienced people who have shared their experience, it made me to think very seriously. This is going to bring great relief to many people.
I was going into a meeting. It was going to be a very tough meeting. It's just going to be almost like a us versus them discussion. So I was a little bit worried, like how would I handle it? She took 2 minutes away, did a very quick meditation, thought about the next person as one, and the meeting went off well. I said, let me try it. And I tried it. And it went off wonderfully well.
I used to suffer from vertigo very often. I used to get stressed, but all that has vanished beautifully. Immense help in the self health.
When you visualize what you want in your life, and see it as if it's really happening now, and when you combine it with those elevated emotions, that's why after meditation, when you do it, it's easy to emotionalize. It's easy to feel it as it's already happened.
Earlier, I was expecting the world around me to change, but it never happens like that. So when I started meditating regularly, the world inside me started changing. I felt that I started surrendering to the process. Nowadays, I have a maturity that the greater mind has bigger plans for you.
After the meditation sessions, there was like a really big crisis yesterday, and you will not believe, the moment I woke up today, the answer came directly by itself, like one word. That's how quick the manifestation is happening.
In pandemic, so many people are so distressed. There is so much of thoughts coming into the mind about our health, about our finances. So sitting idly and just thinking of all this makes us sick. And that your technique is an antidote for that.
My introduction to meditation happened several years ago because of a very severe migraine that I had suffered from, and I managed to repair it myself only through meditation. I am perfectly all right.
I used to be chair bound, but now I am on my feet, and that's a great thing. That's what I wanted to be. I'm able to do all the housework, which is the gift of the meditation.
This meditation has really helped me learn to respect myself. This is a cake in your hand, this meditation. And thanks to Mr. Chandra for navigating this in a simplest format. Meditation is not a science, and it's like a common man's sip of water.
The way to keep oneself is happy is not to compare. All the problem starts when you start comparing. When you don't compare, you are happy and you are contented. My aim in life is to enjoy every day. Meditation has keeping the mind silent.
I started accepting things as they come. Earlier, there was a lot of resistance in workplace. I started understanding. There is no resistance anymore. Life became very easy after that.
Deep inside, we have a treasure house. There is a treasure house inside us. There is a doctor, there is a healer, there is a guide, there is a guru. Everything is inside you, but we are not in touch with it. That is the only thing that we are lacking. And Ana-Pana-Sati meditation is teaching you how to go deep inside. And really, that is a great help.
Over time, what meditation helped me is it calmed me, right? So as I went in, I was able to kind of observe what the situation on the ground was, not much of mental chatter, mental programming. And so I was able to answer, respond back rather than react.
Meditation is such a beautiful thing, my dear friends. It helps us a lot in many ways. Many ways than we can imagine.
If you practice Ana-Pana-Sati every single day, you will see amazing benefits for yourself, for your health, for your mental life, emotional being. All of it will start shifting. And it is working, whether you believe in it or not. But trust me, it's working.
Happy morning, dear friends and masters. Great afternoon and wonderful evening. Though there are a lot of benefits by several leadership across organizations, meditation and mindfulness. A good practice of meditation is naturally leading us to be mindful. We all know many things. We all know many things that I must accept challenges come. I should not judge people. I should enjoy the present moment. Focus on what you're doing. Everything is known, but many things we are not able to do, the lack of awareness. Awareness leads to mindfulness. So meditation builds that mindfulness. What's the difference? Because we keep hearing, and it's important to have clarity on the definition between mindfulness and meditation. They're not the same. They're totally different. Mindfulness is exactly what it is saying, to be focused, to be mindful, to be aware of your present moment, the task at hand, with total awareness and with non-judgmental awareness. Mindfulness is to be in the present moment with whatever that we're doing, with non-judgmental awareness. That means we are doing whatever we're doing without carrying any past baggage or a future worry. We are there. I'm cooking right now. I don't care how good or bad it was yesterday when I made it. But today, it is a fresh day. I'm there. Not bothered about my work, my something else. Right now, I'm cooking only that. Walk while walking, eat while eating. Meditation, on the contrary, is about knowing oneself. Meditation is about knowing oneself. It's a process and a procedure and all the things that we do to know ourselves. To recognize that we are this unlimited self in an unlimited field of intelligence, existing, coexisting together with all things and everybody. Meditation is to know ourselves. In that knowing comes a lot of understanding. In that understanding, meditation leads to a lot of knowing and it leads to a lot of awareness. And so when you have these two, there is a lot of knowing and there's a lot of awareness. Knowing is equal to understanding. So we have awareness to utilize that knowing. And so then we are naturally have that mindfulness to carry ourselves. First of all, we need to have mindfulness. We have the awareness to be in the present moment. And then when you're in the present moment, how do I behave? Accept, resist. Our behavior, our approach to that event or incident is based on our knowing. Something is thrown at us. We have an option to complain about the person, or we have an option to look at and say, what can I learn from this thing right now? The later we look at that angle, when we know that I'm creating my reality, my thoughts are attracting a possibility into my life. Nobody else, it's me. And so then our approach to a given event is changing depending on how we look at it. An experience of life is different. For people who have awareness and understanding. Now our understanding is evolving. Our understanding of meditation is also evolving. It always evolves depending on where we are. Initial stage for us, meditation is about just having better health. It's a tool. It changes my mindset, and so then a lot of things will change. Good, happy. Your mindset changes, then we get all-round benefit in living this life beautifully. Slowly, we understand meditation is way beyond just simply changing the mindset. It is also about knowing everything that's out there. Who am I? Am I just bones and molecules? Am I just there? I mean, this whole history talks about, that millions of years of this existed. Human came from this stuff like, apes and chimpanzees and finally evolved. Is that how it happened, really? Or is there something else? If there is an infinity of existence, how is this existence going? How can billions of these celestial bodies can just so coherently exist? Did you ever see another planet coming and crashing onto our planet? Two vehicles cannot even go on the road. They crash into each other. Mindfulness, meditation is about exploring the truths. It's called cosmic reality and then personal reality. Two things are there. Individually, who am I? Where did I come? Did I exist before? Where am I going? What's the purpose of my life? Why did I exist? What is the purpose? Is it all about producing kids? Is it all about just, settling in a job? This concept of settlement. Where did you settle? Is it all that, you just get married, study, and then produce kids, and then be done, life is over, so now I retired, okay, I'm living a retired life. Is it that? Something more is there. What's my purpose? Why have I chosen this cancer? Why have I chosen this life where those business failures are happening again and again? Is there a meaning to it? We interrogate, we explore everything. That's personal reality. And then cosmic reality, we explore the cosmic reality, the existence of it. Planetary existence, star being existence. If life is here, is there life elsewhere? Is it possible? Is it possible? Everything we explore with a very, very open mind. So then meditation will lead us to knowing. And then the more we know, the more we have answers, the bigger the picture gets, the more easier it gets to fit into what we do. It's easy to judge a boss. Oh, these guys are heartless. Easy to judge a company. They don't care because the point of view is so narrow. Because the higher you go, the more you're taking care, the more constraints you have, the more decisions you'll take. From our point of view, it is simple, so simple. We are in a flight, there are 5 flights coming in. Oh, my meeting, so I got to really get in there, the runway. And the pilot announces, sorry, we've been asked to go around. Another 10 minutes later, we'll be taking another approach to dive. Land, you don't dive. So individually, we don't know. The 5 flights are there. Individually, they can't tell who needs to go first. So everybody is given a choice. Everybody is given a chance to land. But then there is an order decided by somebody, the air traffic controller. Big picture. They see from above. They see from above, so you have big picture. You decide what is right in a given situation to the best at that moment. And so then they're doing it. So a leader decides, a business leader, a company makes decisions with the various things. So our point of view becomes very narrow. But with meditation, we start increasing our point of view much naturally. Everybody. And so then a better way of fitting into that moment. Mindfulness, dear friends, is merely creating a lot of awareness. And then when the knowingness is there, our mindfulness, the ability to be happy, ability to be joyful, ability to be full of energy is very high and high when you have bigger knowingness. But it's an important practice. So we approach through meditation. So you get one of the benefits of mindfulness. Be living in that moment. But you approach through meditation, then you have this ability to heal any chronic illnesses. You apply this thought create reality principle. You approach through meditation, you start knowing your purpose. All of these things that keep happening. And mindfulness is there and it is developed. And it's important. The other way of approaching is to start a mindfulness practice. A mindfulness practice will slowly lead towards an easier meditation. That's one way to go. A meditation practice will naturally give mindfulness, the another way to go, while giving 10 other things. It's like doing exercise, yoga versus meditation. Meditation is healing all 5 bodies. Exercise is taking care of one body. Yoga is taking care of one plus probably some of the other, body and mind. When I'm talking about yoga, I'm talking about asanas, yogasanas, hatha yoga. Hatha yoga. Everything has a place, and we choose, and we look at and say, what is leading me towards greater awareness, greater consciousness, greater understanding? And then we become intelligent, wise enough to choose the right tool, right practice. But everything has a place. mindfulness, being in the moment. So when we meditate, when we are liberating, releasing all those 95% unwanted thought and feeling, and every thought and feeling is ton of energy held back. Everything is energy held back, and so liberated. So there's so much energy produced. All that energy has to go somewhere, goes into the present moment, and so we become full with energy. I'm walking in nature. I'm so happily right there, enjoying the nature differently now. Before it was a show off, but now it's show off that I'm living next to a great park. But now we're actually going to enjoy the park. Hey, I'm in this next beautiful, popular park called Lal Bagh in Bangalore. That's how we talk about it. We never experienced it, but now with mindfulness, we go in and we experience that beauty. We even contemplate. Have you contemplated? A tree produces at least 10,000 flowers overnight. They blossom. Can we even do one flower overnight? That same softness, the same fragrance, the beauty, all that stuff. Has man gotten to produce a single flower in the same level of stuff compared to a tree produce 10,000 flowers, just blossom out of nowhere? We start looking at those finer details and appreciate the beauty of the nature and then be with it. We truly enjoy the nature because that we develop that mindfulness awareness. This meditation, dear friends, is building plenty of mindfulness to us. Plenty of mindfulness while it's leading us to all the benefits of healing all 5 bodies. Physical body, energy body, mental body, intellect body, bliss body, our individual consciousness. We'll know more. So let's go into our meditation. Today, it's a business leader segment, and my dear friend, former IBM exec, and Buddha CEO co-founder Lawrence Guhart-Choli is joining us to share our experience, an amazing, amazing master. And some of us who have heard her, enjoyed her, but any number of times we can listen to her to gain the wisdom in this field. So she'll join us by the time we complete meditation. So relax yourself, dear friends. Sit comfortably with your eyes closed. Our goal in this meditation, for those of you who are new, is to be in an empty state of mind. Thousands of thoughts, unwanted, many, most of them 90% plus. We want to empty the mind to slowly get rid of the thoughts. And then we want to empty the mind, then we are in this place of all creation called quantum energy field. When we empty the mind, and how do we empty the mind? By observing our natural breath. So sit down comfortably where you are, on the chair or on the floor, with simply crossing your feet. Crossing your feet. The picture behind me is sitting on the floor, but on the chair. Cross your feet at ankle, simply, gently, fingers into fingers, hands rested in your laps comfortably, eyes closed, remove the specs, and observe your breath anywhere in the nose, a reference point, and observe your breath is going in and coming out. When you observe the breath, mind is becoming empty. As mind is empty, we are in the sense of emptiness all around, and be in that state. Mind is empty, and witness whatever that happens there in that state of emptiness. In case you're thinking, there are really definite thoughts, bring your attention back to the breath and again observe slowly again emptiness. When you're not sure if you're thinking or you're experiencing something, stay there. Don't bring your attention back to the breath. Stay there. But don't analyze that. Be a witness to see what's happening. If you are doubtful, stay there. If you know that it is a thought, come back and attend to your breath again and slowly again become empty. Right, friends, it's called breath mindfulness meditation, our primary meditation technique that we're using. And before we start and go into this process, we are doing a few minutes of a process called heart elevation. Just follow my guidance. Relax yourself. Sit comfortably with your eyes closed, dear friends. Relax your body. Dear friends, dear masters, with your eyes closed, specs removed, keep your hands on your chest area. Rest your attention on your sacred heart. With a slow, long, relaxing breath, feel your beautiful heart. Feel the seed of all emotions, which is nurturing all life with its energies of love, joy, gratitude, compassion, connect with your heart center, dear friends, the beat, the rhythm of your heart. Love it into this life. Be grateful to it. The seat of all emotions. This center of all feelings and emotions, which is always knowing, connected into this quantum field. Can you recollect an experience from your past or from your present where you felt enormous love, joy, gratitude, compassion? Relive that moment and elevate yourself. Relive that moment and feel that energy. And where your attention goes, there the energy flows. Allow yourself to direct that energy to heal you deeply. Allow yourself to direct that energy to all corners of this planet Earth to heal the planet. Feel it, dear friends. Feel the energy of love, joy, gratitude. We're all deeply interconnected as one in this quantum field. Allow yourself to merge into your breath and allow yourself to experience that emptiness where there's no body, where there's no thing, in no place and no time. Become aware of that emptiness inside of you, all around you. That's energy. All emptiness is energy. This is the field of infinite possibilities and opportunities. This is the field of all knowingness. longer you are with it, away from your body, away from your life, the more expansive you become. Stay aware of the emptiness, that void spreading far and wide, stretching into the edges of this universe. Connect with it. Experience it. This all-knowingness, this unlimited possibility quantum field of energy. Allow yourself to merge into that emptiness of yourself. Everything and everybody are connected in this field of emptiness, that energy. The longer you are with it, the longer you stay as no body, the more you experience everybody. Relax your body. Feel your body. Recollect your experiences from the session. And whenever you're ready, you can keep your hands on your eyes for 5 seconds. And then you open your eyes. Okay, dear friends. Hope you enjoyed the session. It's called tuning into quantum field of potentials. So every day we are tuning into this field. Just by placing our attention, we're tuning in to any possibility. So become more open. Suddenly things will show up. For that we have to tune it, be open. Yes. So we have here a great friend that may bring up. Hi, Lawrence.
Hi, Chandra. Hello, everyone.
Yes. You know, there are people in our lives who make our dreams come true. To me, Lawrence is like that. One master who made my dreams come true. There are always those. We are co-travelers, but there are some with whom you travel along far and wide, and then you fulfill your dreams. And each one of us have those contracts. And then to me, my dear friend Lawrence, is a co-founder. We've done many things. My company, Sanovi Technologies, was acquired by IBM, and she was on the other side and having these negotiations, are looking at it, evaluating, and wanting to have. Although it started as a business relationship for us initially, but pretty quickly we recognized the greatness of empathy, compassion, inclusiveness, and all of that, which meditation is naturally leading to. And so we became great friends from that perspective. So then business became easy. It became easy, but not only became easy, but it also became in that easiness, it became very successful. And so Lawrence, it's great to have you back, and shows we co-founded together with Dhasya Quantum Foundation, and doing many, many things. Part of this, before founding, did many things at IBM and otherwise outside in promoting and creating more awareness about meditation. Yes, where is, say hi to everybody. Let me have Ramesh introduce you. Lawrence. Where's Ramesh? Add yourself.
Hey, Ramesh.
Yes,
Yes,
good morning.
Lawrence.
Yes.
Maybe I have Ramesh introduce you and then you say, take over.
Okay, sure. Hi, Ramesh.
Hi, Lawrence, ma'am. Good morning, friends and masters. I'm very happy to introduce Lawrence Gerhard Jolie. Lawrence Gerhard Jolie, Buddha CEO Quantum Foundation co-founder, former senior general manager, and mindfulness sponsor at IBM Corporation. Lawrence is an experienced senior general manager who successfully managed multiple large global organizations in the information technology sector. She lived in France, Singapore, and the United States, based in New York until recently. Lawrence was general manager at IBM Services, as well as sponsor of mindfulness at IBM. After introducing and teaching meditation to thousands of leaders and professionals, she decided to settle in France and devote her time to teaching meditation and mindfulness in the corporate and academic world, as well as to engage in other meditation initiatives. She is also a wife and mother of 2 boys and is committed to supporting people with disabilities. I welcome you, Lawrence.
Thank you, Ramesh. And thank you, Chandra. You can hear me okay? Is that okay?
Yes.
Right. And welcome. Sorry.
What time is it now?
It's 3:40 in France in the morning, in the night. So it's a early wake up to have the chance to meet with everyone here. So
thank you.
I'm well awake. Meditation is helping to actually sleep on demand. In my case, since I meditate, I can sleep, wake up, go back to sleep pretty much as I want. I still need to have a routine, like for meditation. It's helping the quality, but with meditation, everything is possible. So I want first to congratulate everyone to be in this program, which is the most beautiful and important program to install a new habit in life. And when I discovered meditation, there was not this kind of program available online. We could have them on site, but I think you are very lucky to have that online now and be able to do it again and again. So just a few minutes on my own experience. And I know that many friends here have been hearing my story, but there is always something new because I'm following the flow. And I know, especially since July, that I get the energy from Patriji. And so I'm not always sure about what I'm going to say, but I trust the flow even more than before. So as you can see, I'm not a yogi from the Himalayas. I had never heard about meditation in my childhood or in my adult life, in my mother and wife life, and actually at the office. I had never heard also about meditation and mindfulness. And as Chandra was saying, you have people in life that can absolutely change your life. He was the one who changed my life, but also by doing that, influence the happiness of my family, my direct family, my friends, and the colleagues that I had, but also the clients that I was dealing with. By transforming someone, which is my first message, by planting the seed, coaching, and transforming even one individual around you, you have a huge impact on the people that this person knows, and you can influence the happiness of so many people. So it's like this butterfly effect. You do one thing in your life, being to talk about mindfulness and meditation and your own experience, and trying to explain the way you are learning here what is meditation, and you can have a significant impact on their life. So don't underestimate your unlimited power on that front. And that's something I learned through meditation and through practicing meditation. So I met Chandra during an acquisition. It was in India. I discovered meditation within a day, going into Pyramid Valley International at the south of Bangalore. And my life changed in like 20 minutes of meditating for the first time. I had an open mind, and Chandra was really helping. I became vegetarian overnight, which is like something you cannot imagine when you were born and raised in France, where everything is about food, meat, fish, all the recipes are about eggs and fish and meat. But that was the first realization that through meditation, some life-changing event can happen. The second life-changing event was that when I started meditating, I was a very busy and stressed business leader. I was traveling the world. The challenges were significant. The size of the team, the business we were doing with, which was about continuity services in the IT business. And I couldn't stand more than 10 minutes at that time. I had always terrible back pain I got kind of used to it, but I was a bit desperate because I was told by the doctors that, okay, we are sorry, but you're going to be like that until you die, pretty much. So I couldn't see the end of it, despite every effort and, yoga and, chiropractor and everything. But after meditating, about a month, and trusting my coach, Chandra, trusting the other meditators that I had met in Pyramid Valley, I really decided to experience the famous healing that they were talking about. I tried the manifestation process, which you will learn in that program. You're trying to visualize myself completely healed from this pain. I told some of you that came to me during meditation was the image of myself jumping happily on a trampoline and jumping and doing a lot of things. And actually, after a month, it became much better. I had significant physical reaction to meditation. I remember one day after a week, I felt like I was becoming like a stone. But my coach had told me everything will be fine, trust the process. And actually it did work. And I think things changed in my body. I became aware of my body because everything you will see become possible when you become aware, thanks to meditation practice, aware of yourself, aware of your emotion, aware of the surroundings, aware of your self-talk, negative self-talk, like, okay, negative self-talk could be just, you're going to be in back pain forever. You are doomed to back pain. You can do nothing about it. This is, I realized, negative self-talk about your body. You keep telling your body that, okay, it's over, deal with it, you're going to be in pain. And you entertain that pain by thinking this and having this self-talk. But as you are not awake, as you are in kind of autopilot thinking mode, you don't realize it. So that was a kind of miracle for me. Because after 3 months, I could really stand. I could drive without pain. I could walk like 10 kilometers without pain. I was aware of my body and I knew the things I should avoid doing. I knew my limit from a body standpoint. And I started now to become aware of this limit. But as you will learn also, it was a kind of learning mode about the body, then doing mode, practicing this, doing things that were easy and not pushing too much, the limit. And then it became, something that I was being, and it gave me freedom. So that was the open door to health. After a few months, Chandra told me, hey, why don't you try to stop, medication? It was, for me, completely crazy. I was used to take pills for the time zone change to be able to sleep, and as a lot of people, to take a pill when I had maybe a migraine or something like that. So of course the migraine disappeared because of the meditation. The pain disappeared from back pain. So I was feeling a lot of energy. I had become vegetarian, so I lost some weight and I was feeling super good. But it was also a decision to say, yeah, I can heal myself. And I'm not saying that it's black and white. So it's not like a medical advice I'm giving. But again, it's about awareness. Do I need this or not? And then you learn that when you have for instance, a cold, instead of jumping on pills, you know that the cold, will probably do maybe 2-3 days, 4 days by process, and you meditate on it, and it's helping, and then you discover you don't need the medication. So that was things that change and help me understand that you can really change big things in life. So this health that you will learn about is something that comes as a byproduct, and help you to get into the excellence in everything. Because when you are healthy, when you trust your body, or when you go through a cold without panicking about always blaming, why do I have a cold, why me, how can I go to work with that, and so on. It's really helping the healing and helping in life. I lost fear of pretty much everything. It doesn't mean that I'm jumping from a plane without a parachute, okay? But you lose fear about a lot of things in life. Fear of looking ridiculous, fear of not looking good enough. At work, you shift to starting to try to do your best always. That's clear, to go to excellence. But you stop, fearing remarks or comments or feedback, more or less brutal by, for instance, your manager or whoever. You lose this. So you become fearless. And the flip side of it is that you take more risk with confidence. You become confident that the universe has your back, but also that you can connect better with other people and your colleagues, your business partners, even your clients, and things become more smoothly. You are more present with them. You try to develop more friendship with them. And by doing all of this, the business became good. And I remember with Chandra, the beginning of working together after the acquisition, that we actually were practicing and starting to teach meditation and mindfulness in our team. And we could feel that step by step the business was becoming smooth. People were really knowing what to do. Even the people from his company starting to know the people from IBM. The partnership and the integration was super smooth. And we were told by the business development organization of IBM, who is dealing with all the acquisition, that we had a most wonderful experience of integration between our respective teams, and success came with it. We overachieved 3 times the plan, the business plan that we had done. People were happy, motivated, and the business dream of Chandra to reach out to the world became true. And for me, the life-changing discovery of meditation and the teaching to a lot of professionals and leaders in IBM became also real, became true, and it became like a dream comes true. Having an impact on the happiness of my colleagues, even the one I didn't know, was really something that fulfilled me. And that's something you're going to talk a lot about in this program, is through meditation, mindfulness, naturally you come to realize that success and happiness in business as well as in life, but come really through caring truly about people, so trying to bring the best to them. So a lot of things will change as you go in this journey. The key in the science of it, will explain it, is how you can practice to be aware and to be staying in the present moment. So in the meditation, a million times, you're going to tell your mind to focus on your breath. By doing that, you will discover you are not your mind. You are not your self-talk. You are not your ego. You are the conscious that is able to tell your mind to go back to the breath. So you establish a distance between your consciousness, your real you, and your mind, and your real you and your emotion. And that's giving you the freedom to change your life, to change the way you behave, you react, not anymore the way you were in autopilot, but you start to respond to life. And then you can seize all these possibilities and opportunities that will appear to you because you are present. You're going to see, I remember the first sign I saw in New York when I was walking after discovering meditation. I started to see the posters in the street and signs on I remember buses, things that were telling me, yes, you are awake now. And everything I was trying to do, I was trying to meet the people that would help me do it. Even the most incredible things like organizing a huge meditation and vegetarianism event in Manhattan from scratch without knowing anybody, and landing to meeting a ton of new people in a new world, and making a lot of new friends, which I would have thought 3 months earlier that it was absolutely totally impossible for me to do that. I was in the IT business. How could I be in the event, vegetarian and meditation activity in the center of Manhattan? And it's, of course, fantastic memories. So all of this, and I could talk forever, will come to you, but the key of it is to practice. This is to experience everything I've talked about. The first time you have a pain during meditation, and the pain is telling you, oh, you should stand up and stop doing the meditation because you have this pain, and you start looking at the pain, staying in meditation, deciding, no, I'm going to stay because this is not me talking. This is just a message from my body. And then the pain disappears. And then you are, wow, I can do this. So you experience it. You just not read or talk about it or intellectually, scientifically understand it. You experience it. So it comes only with practice. So you have to trust the process. Read books and participate to the program, and I can tell you, life will change. My husband and my kids, they told me after a year that was the best year of their life. And they used to say when I was coming a little stressed from work, okay, Mom, go and do your meditation before dinner, and that was it. So I'm going to turn back to Chandra. I really encourage everyone to continue and congratulate, for the first week, the beginners, but trust it. It will change your working life and your family life, your friendship life, and really enjoy life, which is the purpose of everyone. Thank you, Chandra, and I will see you probably again, everyone in that program in the coming weeks.
Yes, we definitely will see you. We want you back here. So Lawrence, thank you. So friends, there's no way I can summarize what Lawrence has talked about. Everything. Even if you take one point, you became fearless. And so if you're a business leader, you become fearless, you take risks. You become fearless, you take risks. You're free to operate rather than being in these boundaries and then not able to step out to create a true difference. So meditation, no matter, even if you're in a big company, it's fundamentally letting us become free of failure, free of looking back. So then with that comes the success. So thank you, Lawrence. Many, many things there, becoming a vegetarian, having intense experience of meditation. having intense experiences and body become like stone. And she would tell me we used to discuss lots of energy that just flow. We can't explain why it is so, right? Everything will happen. And trust the process and do it. And we do have Lawrence this time. You recognize this gentleman here. Memory serves. Ganesh is there.
Ganesh, nice to see you. Wonderful.
Hi, good morning. I don't know what to say. Maybe good night, late night,
Late night.
very early morning. Awesome.
Yeah, wonderful.
See you. It's
long time no see. It's wonderful to see you.
You're grown 10 years younger. I don't know. That is the benefit of meditation.
Yeah. It's a very good anti-aging tool process.
Yeah, awesome. I'm very determined this time. Having heard so much from you in the IBM side and also from Chandra. So like a nursery student, I just started with meditation. I have a long way to go, but I'm determined to commit myself every day.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
I'm sure you're going to be a teacher soon in Buddha CEO. You have to.
First, I need to learn, and I am learning. Okay.
That's great. Mr. Ganesh is a executive coach at IBM. Otherwise, he was a senior general manager like Lawrence and IBM, doing a lot of things, a lot of executive positions, business leader. So it feels great to be there. Yes, we're sure. And he's a very, very inspirational, inspirational speaker, motivation, inspirational speaker. And he promised that he'll give time this session, one of the sessions that we'll have him here. And amazing amount of coaching and transformation he's doing to many, many people. So we'll have some of the slides, some of the stories that I've used are from him, by the way. He's got his, no copyright on him, but it came from him, inspiration from him. So thank you, Ganesh, for that. Yes, wonderful. All right, friends. Lawrence will be there for some more time for Q&A. It's otherwise we are at 7:30. And so thank you very much for joining, but she's going to be here for some more time for Q&A, like as we're interacting always. Many experience for this master business leader. Directly applying meditation in the business side if you want, and in the family side. Now she's riding a horse. If you want to know more about horse riding, and then what does it mean to be meditative and then connecting with animals, talk to her, have her questions, and then she's there woken up for us at 3 o'clock. What's her joy? It's a joy. And so any questions, do ask her. And I need to step out. So we have a Telugu workshop in Hyderabad, so I'll be there. But she's available with Ramesh. We're going to have the session continue for some more time and then close. Yes. So those of you who want to ask questions, please do raise your hands and take it from there. Lawrence, please read the session from here.
Thank you, Chandra.
She's really not a guest. She's co-founder of the foundation. So she's going to take over from here. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks a lot and have a great workshop.
Thank you.
Okay,
we have Manivanand is there, so maybe he can comment to you while others are looking to.
So don't be shy.
It is really very, very wonderful to have Lawrence Madam today. Every time she speaks, the same energy, and every time it is with more expansive way. It is really wonderful. The passion for horse riding and the nature and all aspects transformed a great. It is a very inspirational personality for everyone who has come and joined in this program. Really wonderful to see Lawrence again. Very wonderful. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. And yes, I didn't talk about, you know, the journey of meditation is guiding you to places you couldn't imagine. And you are mentioning the horses, and Chandra talked about that. But we have dreams when we are a child. When I was a child, I was dreaming to go to the US, in the western part of the US, and to have a horse. And last year with my husband, we decided, so we changed life. We came back from New York to France, and each of us to acquire and adopt a horse and start doing horse riding, with meditation, no fear, appetite of learning is there. And I had some friends and family members telling me, are you crazy to try horse riding at your age? So I decided to not listen to my self-talk, which was telling me, no, not reasonable, too expensive, you are too old, you could get injured, you don't know anything about horses, everything to not do it. And then I realized that it was not me, it was my ego, and telling me, an analytical mind telling me all the reasons not to do something. And so I applied my meditator coach technique to make the list of all the reasons why I should do it and try something completely new. And my husband was really helpful. He's not a meditator, but he's a very wise person. And I wrote to all the reasons why I should do it. And it helped me and gave me the final push to say, go and do it. And actually, it has been also a life-transforming experience. First, I learned, and now it's in the books, that to communicate with animals, you actually need to practice meditation and mindfulness. That's how you can calm your spirit, your mind, and you can establish the communication that everyone could do, but we have lost it because we are so busy and full of thoughts. So I learned that it was helping to connect with an animal, and because I had no fear, I started to take lessons and learn how to ride a horse. And then it gave me to new learning, patience. What is to be a prey versus a predator? How you communicate more and more with body language instead of talking all the time. And then you come back to nature, because you spend 3 hours a day outside in the nature, because my horse, I didn't want it in a box, he's outside. She's outside, by the way. So then different reaction. And as a meditator, you open your mind to new experience. And then you transform, you keep transforming yourself, appreciating, a new ways and a new type of lives. And then you become closer to nature, and it's really pushing you to take more steps into protecting the planet, into taking action to protect, nature and other animals. It makes you connect with other people who have the same intent and action. So, every time you practice meditation, it's going to guide you to places you cannot even imagine now. And you enjoy it because you are aware of what you are doing. You are not anymore in autopilot. And I see Gayata tree. I see somebody raise their hand.
Gayatri, please unmute yourself. Yes, Gayatri, ma'am, please introduce yourself and, if possible, turn on your video for better interaction.
I don't. Okay. Hello. We cannot hear you. Maybe you need to unmute yourself.
We can't hear you.
Yeah, we can't hear you.
Is it okay, ma'am, now?
Yeah, now we can hear you. Perfect.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, really thank you. Early morning, you have wake up and you are giving lots of guidance. Really, your speech made me lots of confident, ma'am. Really, I'm suffering under lots of problems. And as I traveling in the mid of 40s, so many things, I thought I have not achieved anything in my life. Even though educated, having a good profession, I'm not confident. I just want to move on, ma'am. But it's very difficult for me. Lots of questioning. My children are grown up, they are well educated. But where I am standing, I too educated. Long back, I'm running back of my children, running back of my family. Even I need one identity. What I have, I'm not satisfied with that. So it means that I need something else. I want something. So I'm just exploring, ma'am. Still now I didn't found it out, but I want to meditate myself. Recently, 2 years back, I got a severe accident. In that got, as you said, you have lots of back pain. In the same way, I had a THR, ma'am, total hip replacement. Due to that, doctor has been declared this pain you will be having it still you're dead. You have to bear it. So that statement makes me worst.
Yeah.
Am I going to survive with the pain life now? Don't I have a right to live a happy life in my life? This question always questioning, ma'am. When I am not able to fold my leg and sit, my entire desire is to fold my leg and sit. While meditation also, I have to stretch my leg and rest it. And even in a chair also, it is difficult for me to sit for a long time. So when Sarah said it for 45 minutes, I supposed to sit. As my age is 44, then I have to be meditate up to 44 minutes. So it's difficult for me. Then after listening to your speech, I determined it's everything in my mind. If I think I can, means I can.
Yes.
And being a assistant professor, ma'am, I'm assistant professor in the department of MBA. I am teaching my still, even though I'm not confident, I give more confidence to my children with my experience, with my struggle and painful life which I have, day-to-day life I'm facing it. I can't stand for the 10 minutes also properly. If I stand, my right leg shifted to left leg, like vice versa, the pain started. And walking also very difficult. So all this, and if I sit for a long time, then left portions fully it pains. Biggest trouble going on, and but I never shows outside that what I'm facing. So people if say, if this is Gayatri ma'am is very good and she's very cool, she's very brave woman. They give, so by that motivation I'm surviving still today, for the people. But inside I know what I am. So sometimes I used to think, okay, if I am not motivated, then too by seeing me, they are motivated. That's good. So for at least for them, I have to be good. Without saying anything, they by seeing my lifestyle, they know I have faced biggest accident. After that, I have recovered and being on my path. I'm doing my work. Everything means it is a big job like that. They used to say, but mentally biggest stress. Even though before accident, I was not expecting any love or any concern or anything from anybody, ma'am. When I lay down in my bed for 1.5 years and expecting everything from the hospitality, everything from the others, this disability I cannot digest. And even doctors has declared that after every 10 years, I have to be operated. I have to replace that bone, and again I have to go under an operation. So this is by thinking of those things and all. Things are going worse.
Okay, I understand. And you know, the pain is real. Okay, the pain is real. What we learn from meditation is that the pain is real, but the suffering is something that we can work on. And we can work on through meditation. We face the pain. First, from a body standpoint, it has a lot of impact on the energy, on the body, and so on. But it has also a lot of impact on the mental. It means we don't see anymore ourselves as I am a person with pain. And that's what we need to get out of, and visualize ourselves, being recovered, being well. So, for instance, if a doctor is telling you that you will have for sure to replace, have an operation every 10 years, it's installing like a program in your subconscious mind that, for the coming 10 years, you're going to think about this. Okay. If you visualize yourself, as, now I'm going to heal myself and I'm going to get better. And maybe, in 2 years, I'm going to know how to ride a horse. Okay. Despite everything, it's changing the way you see yourself and the way you send message to your body. And it has impact. And I don't want to, make it look like, Disneyland. I still have to watch out my back. If I do something crazy, I know that for a while I'm going to have a little back pain because, I was, having something too heavy. I did a stupid move, but I have very less stupid move because I am aware of my body. And it had become, it's like a signal. My body is sending me a signal. Hey, stop doing this. It is stupid for you. So stop. So I can listen to this message much better. But I also see myself, I have been reading this book. I have decided, the book is, I have decided to live 120 years. Okay, it's a great book. And it's like Ikigai. You will hear about this kind of book in that program. But, in my mind, I have decided to live 120 years. I have one of my sons is handicapped, totally handicapped, in a wheelchair, and he cannot talk. Okay, so anyway, I know he will need me. So it's like I'm putting a program in myself that I will live a long life with an active life for a long time. So it's there, and I don't question it anymore. It's like I really decided, and see what happened. But that's how I see my life, and I have purpose and motivation. The first one is to be with my son as long, as possible, even beyond the limits that we have been told we are. And the second purpose is, I have then time, I have years in front of me to teach, meditation, mindfulness with so many people. And that things, for instance, that will help you, small things for your health. I decided to help put the practice, down to my DNA, to talk about meditation every day, at least to one person. A new person. And every day I find someone, and sometimes a stranger, or somebody I can talk to 5 minutes, but I will find a way to introduce in a way or another, because of health, because of kids, because of food, because of books, because of studies, because of work, to talk about the benefit of mindfulness and meditation. And that's a kind of commitment I have. So this kind of programs you install through meditation will change the way you send message to your body and to yourself, and you become aware of it. So I hope it will help, but you have to practice. And 45 minutes a day, Patriji was saying, if you can do it, or 44, depending on your age, you can do it in one time, that's great. But you can also do it in 2 times. You can do 2 times 20 minutes. Okay, so you have to be kind with your body and to be patient. Okay, the process can take very fast time for some, slower time for other. The key is that when you meditate, you have to make your body comfortable. That's the only way you can work on the emptiness and changing the, how you behave with the conscious versus the mind. So yes, if you want to try to have more like 3 times 10 minutes at the beginning, do 3 times 10 minutes. And it's better to do 3 times very good 10 minutes where you can really try to forget about your body and work on yourself than to try 45 minutes in a row. Okay, every meditation is a good meditation. Okay, so even if you stop during the day and stop for 5 minutes, close the eyes and breathe, that's all good for the body. Thank you. And I will take another question. Thanks a lot. And you are very, very courageous, but you invest on yourself in meditation. So I'm sure you're going to get, wonderful results.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am. Next we have
Thank you, sir.
Shankara. Shankara, sir, please go ahead.
Good morning, Lawrence, madam.
Hello.
Yeah. Myself, Shankara. I am very new to meditation. I just joined 5 days back.
Right.
Yeah. After hearing your story, it is very much motivational for me because I too having a very bad back pain. I don't know how to come out of that, but you quoted like whenever you have a back pain, that reminds you to go back and do meditation. Definitely, I'll follow that. So, as a new beginner, this meditation, what is your message for the new beginners, ma'am?
And I have been a new beginner exactly 6 years ago. So it's not like 25 years ago. And I knew nothing, really nothing. I knew no one meditating. In the French culture and around me, Catholic family, nobody was talking about this. And in addition, in my limiting belief or my conditioning, I saw that when you meditate, you are wasting your time. So you see where I was starting from zero, right? My advice to you is really to keep practicing. And depending on your background, I needed to look at some science. So I was having the chance at that time. There was no Buddha CEO. There was no access to a program like that, and I was back in the US, so I couldn't go back to Pyramid Valley International, which is an amazing place, by the way. So I had limited opportunity. By chance, I started to work with Chandra. So I had somebody who I could ask question to, I could ask, what is the book I need to read first? Okay, and he gave me the first books. You are in this program in WhatsApp group, with facilitator, people who have been through your beginner journey. So you can ask questions to say, what book. We have book clubs. By participating to the book clubs, and I see Ratinavel is there, it's really helping. I was doing my program was to go to my coach Chandra. There was no other program. I was doing a lot of research on internet. Honestly, I was searching and reading also Harvard Business Review. There was a lot of articles about it. So I was feeding my brain. Business executive and in the IT, I needed some proof from a business side. It was motivating me. Okay, and I saw that so many CEOs, so many artists, so many athletes, even Olympics won, were actually practicing. And especially remember when I was a beginner, the first months, one of my team member sent me an article because I was talking about meditation to everybody. It was, in a sense, feverish, but a way to feed myself about it. I was not shy anymore talking about it. But the best football player, I mean US football, right, which is pretty brutal. The best football player of that year that made his team win, you know, there was a ton of article about him that year. It was in 2017, because the guy was 39 years old. Okay, so if you have seen American football, it's very brutal, and usually it's more like very young people. 39 years old, and he was like a wonderful player, and he had done, you know, wonderful match, and they won, you know, the championship and everything. And he wrote an article in an interview, and somebody said, you know, how are you doing it? You know, you are 39 and you play like, you know, 22 years old. Your physical metrics are like if you were like 15 years younger. And his own answer was, I have become vegetarian and I am meditating. And it was in the article. So, you know, these kind of things will motivate you. Okay, because you're going to see a lot of people who have done it and who are talking about it and who had significant, you know, results. And in health, there are also books about people who went through even cancer and things like that. So by being in that kind of program, asking question on WhatsApp, you know, go to the breakout, you know, session that we have, it's going to keep motivating you. But the key for you is to practice. And I was telling just before, you know, practice the meditation in the program. Try to practice before going to bed. Okay, and be as comfortable as possible. But because then your sleep will be much better. So I did that. So I started to have amazing quality of sleep. And I needed really 8, 9 hours before to be very good. You know, I became like 6 hours. Was good for me because quality of sleep was there. Okay, so these kind of things will help you, but you really have to to continue to practice. And sometimes you're gonna feel, you know, you are going to talk to your. I was talking to my body during meditation about my back pain. Okay, so I was facing it, realizing it, and I decided, you know, in that technique of manifestation, yes, I was trying to feel what it means. How do you feel when you jump on a trampoline? And it came to me during a meditation, and I was seeing myself jumping and flipping and laughing and so on. And I did that for a few weeks, you know, trusting, and sometimes it was not a good meditation because I was thinking about many things, you know, that were not that great. But again, back to the breath, back to the breath, back to the breath. And started to to work wonderfully for me with no pill, 0 pill.
Oh.
So continue. Don't be shy about it. Talk about meditation. You know, in IBM, so at home, nobody was meditating. In my office, nobody was meditating. At the beginning, I had some fear, but they will believe that I'm going to, you know, give my resignation and go to the Himalayas. They will not give me any promotion anymore, nothing. But the opposite happened. Wonderful business. I had wonderful things happen to me. My career kept growing and I got the job I wanted. And, you know, so don't be shy about this. Actually, in the US now, what they are saying, and especially in the world of journalists and in New York, 5 years ago or 6 years ago, if you were telling at the office, I am doing meditation, people would look at you like, what? I mean, why are you wasting your time? Now, it's more like, come on, you are not doing meditation? So it's the opposite, right? If you are not doing meditation, you are missing something. So the world is changing. And by doing that, you're going to get confidence in yourself and give confidence to your body.
Great, madam. Thank you so much for your kind advice. It's the best message I got today. I'm very glad to meet you. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Me too. Thank you.
And also
continue.
appreciate your commitment. Like you woke up and by 3:30 in the morning and helping the people like this is amazing. Because I little bit woke up at 6 o'clock having attending the session. This is new for me. I'm feeling a bit difficult, but you are an inspiration, I can say. Definitely. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. So thank you so much, Shankara sir, for raising this question. I think wonderful, Lawrence. It's always it's a joy of listening. It is a music for you. I always say that's what listening to Lawrence is just like, it is a music for your ears. That's how it has been. And yes, she has been, joining from the morning and then at waking up early. We all think that, okay, oh, it is 5:30 or still I need 10 more minutes. Let me snooze the alarm. Let me join 10 more minutes like that, right? But see, that's what the commitment and inspiration that meditation will help. Thank you so much. And Lawrence, ma'am, like I have one question. I think one is, so how do you actually, could you actually share an example like, yes, this is what is I had a one limiting belief, and through meditation I could able to identify this limiting belief and how I overcome this one. Could you able to share about that kind of limiting belief, something that at work or at health?
Yeah, I can give one limiting belief very related to meditation, but it's also maybe giving some inspiration to people that they can actually introduce meditation at the office. The limiting belief I just talked about was I cannot talk, and it's one of them. I'm not going to talk about health again, but I cannot talk about meditation at the office or I'm going to get fired. I remember at the very beginning, I was learning, but after 3 months, I started to feel like I cannot keep that only for myself, because if somebody had helped me when I was younger, it would have saved me a lot of stress and negative stress. But with my education and my surrounding and lack of also knowledge, I was like, oh, I don't know enough about meditation. So how can I be so ready to teach or to introduce meditation when I know a little bit about it? I have done 3 months. I have been reading like 20 books. How can I dare doing this? And we create a lot of limiting belief like that in ourselves. But through the coaching of Chandra and Shreyans, also Daga, I don't know if you know him, he told me, go ahead, continue to talk about it and go ahead. And, I decided, yes, I can. And I started by what I would do in business, means building a pilot. Okay, so I was saying, okay, I'm gonna do the things I know well. So building a pilot, a plan, a communication plan, and so on and so on. And then I'm gonna jump and do it. And actually, it worked very well. And I discovered, and you will all discover, every one of you. I can promise you that you can really introduce meditation to people around you, because you're going to learn some science. You're going to learn that some people are resonating with science, with health, with whatever, but you're going to be able to plant the seed. But to give the end of the story, we did programs and a lot of things. When I left IBM not so long ago, but we had 14,000 people who were part of the mindfulness community, and I did a session for the entire top leadership team of IBM. It's 300 people, including the chairman and the senior VPs and everybody. So, and I remember I was standing on stage and telling them what is meditation and putting the music and guided the meditation for all of them. And I was thinking, well, I'm here on stage and I learned meditation only 2 years ago. Okay. And I was afraid of talking about meditation at the beginning because I thought that I was not ready for it, or I could get fired or something like that. Okay, so we put a lot of limits on ourselves. And when you find a practice like meditation and encouragement from other meditators, or accept to get some coaching and so on, or reading a lot of books about this, that you can break this limit, and it's super fun. For me, that moment I will always remember all my life, being on stage in front of people, and probably I would say 70% of the room was skeptical about meditation. They were like me 2 years before. They had no clue about it. They thought that if you meditate, you are going to go to Kathmandu and start losing your business stamina. But then the feedback I got after the session was amazing, because they say, oh, that meditation is that. I had no idea. I thought it was just like relaxing or losing sight of the reality. So that's one example. There are others with family and so on. Forgiveness is a full topic. You all believe, or we all believe, we cannot forgive things in life. There are things we can and things we will never forgive. And you learn that it's a limiting belief, and that you can evacuate everything. Forgive yourself, forget the guilt, and forgive to everyone and move on. That's also something that meditation is providing, and that's freedom and happiness. Thank you for asking the question.
Wonderful, wonderful, Lawrence. I think, yes, I think the 70% of the crowd is skeptical what is meditation and how that meditation is always, and standing before the crowd and then teaching that. And the moment after they pass through, I think I recently witnessed with Chandra sir very recently when he was taking up a session in the college. Initially, it was the same when the college students was, okay, meditation is something that is business of old people, or that is something, retired segment, they have to do it, or mentally challenged, or whatever the issues they're having, they have to do it. That's what that mindset, the young generation. But the moment I think he started and all good, I think after that, the end, it's completely a different, the feel, energy feel. I could able to witness it. I could able to realize that what when you are saying, after completing the session, I think everyone was saying happy and whatnot. Yes, great, wonderful, wonderful. I think we have one participant, Deepak Sangvi sir. Yes, would be able to unmute and
I will
share.
take the last questions. Okay,
yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good morning, Lawrence. I'm
Hello,
Deepak
Deepak.
Sanghai. Yeah, I'm from Aurangabad, Maharashtra. Thank you very much sparing such early in the morning time for us. I'm meditating past almost 2.5 years since I think it is started online. What I feel is when I'm doing meditation, I'm listening to various speakers. I feel very inspired and I feel very motivated. But this tempo doesn't long much. Again, I'm taken over by anxiety. I start reading books and I start with a very good big bang tempo. But again, that doesn't long much. I lose interest. Then I don't feel like reading. And I don't know where I'm going wrong in meditation. Why the anxiety many times takes over me. Why the fear takes over me.
Yeah, but do you have compare? So 2.5 years, are you able to compare where you stand today versus 3 years ago? Is it
Yeah,
better or is it
yeah, it's
worse?
yeah, much better.
Okay.
Much better.
So okay. So again, it's a journey. You know, you see me talking, and it's a summary of 6 years. But you know, there is a book, and I had taken this because, you know, the book is called After the Ecstasy, the Laundry. You know, After the Ecstasy, the Laundry. It's by Jack Cornfield, who is a great meditator and has been writing books. It's just that there are, you know, it's okay that there are ups and downs. I mean, there are periods in meditation where, and especially at the beginning, you see such a huge quantum leap the first few months. You are joyful for nothing. You feel good. You have some energy. You start being aware of yourself. You discover. You look at the world in a different way. So that's a kind of complete, you know, feeling better, and for many of us, transformation. But there are some periods where you are, you know, life is life. As I was saying, we are not living in Disneyland, and we still have challenges and you know, family, business, and whatever. So there are some periods where we had some great experience in meditation, and then we feel it's a little more, it's so slow, and we don't have these huge experiences and so on. But that's when you have to keep practicing. And if the challenge is about anxiety, it's maybe on this specific, you know, subject that you need to meditate and maybe get some more, you know, direct coaching to discuss more in depth about, you know, why. Because we are not going to do it here now. But is it about you know, health? Is it about future? Is it about business? Is it you know, it's where does it come from? Because in principle, usually many meditators are saying that this level of anxiety and stress is really slowing down. Okay. Now also, but that's just the word of wisdom that I've been reading a lot. You know, if there was no dark, we wouldn't see the light. Okay. If it was not cold, sometimes we couldn't know that it's warm. It's when we have also sometimes challenges that we can also realize, you know, what are the moments of happiness, and everything we brought to ourselves, you know, is also an experience that we have to be aware of. So facing stress and anxiety, you know, I lost, you know, people in my family, and I have a handicapped boy. So, you know, sometimes also when I look at him, you know, I can feel like, okay, I can meditate forever. It doesn't solve the challenge of my son, things like that, right? But it's when I decide to meditate even more. So I turn these emotion and thoughts, which are just, you know, thoughts is not me, it's a soul, to something that helped me feel, you know, better and move on. So I cannot I'm not a doctor and so on. I just say that if you believe and if you feel that you are feeling better now than 3 years ago, it's just keep going, but try to read more books. Ratinavel here has a full library to recommend. I know that for me it helped. You know, the first 2 years, I think, if I remember well, because I was taking notes, but I stopped doing a lot of things, and I was reading. So I think I did 160 books the first 2 years, non-stop. You know, audiobooks when I was driving, when I was walking, you know, books instead of reading a magazine, no TV, nothing anymore. Just reading and feeding my, you know, my consciousness with learning from others. And it's really helping. Because I had a lot of stress also. You know, I had to achieve the business. I had my 2 sons. I have my handicapped son. So I was, and I still not live in Disneyland. But I go back to meditation to to just go back to my own self. You can also try to teach and to do some service, because when you turn to others, your own anxiety is usually getting better. And with this, I hope it helps. But I think I'm gonna decide to close the session.
Thank you very much.
And launch the music. But I wish everybody a wonderful program. Okay, and for the beginners, trust the process, continue. Aran, I saw you, but I'm gonna say hello. And see you next time. Wonderful. So if you are in the US or in India, have a great day or great night or great afternoon, wherever you are. And I will see you back again.
It's a really wonderful session, Lawrence. I think, it is due to the nature of the time zone, and you have the next commitments. Yes, we have to, just pause the music for now, and we have to come back again soon. So it's really wonderful session. I think many got inspired with your. I think always it is, every time we listen to you, it is something new. Changing from overnight becoming a vegetarian, and it's not a very easy and great transformation it is, because when people are not able to leave that non-vegetarian one, turning to vegetarian is really challenge. But overnight you became, and that 20 minutes meditation that changed many things at Pyramid Value. And from that, you covered many things about the fear of not looking good enough, fear of remarks, that that you overcome all those fears, and that your suggestions to the new beginners. And it's really awesome. It's always love to hear from you, and that experience. It's really awesome. Thank you, and have a great day as well. And thanking all the participants here for, despite 18 minutes past, still we are just hanging on to listening to Lawrence. Okay, something will be there. Okay, let us listen, like that. They are standing and then on this meeting. And I wish have a great day and weekend as well.
And I see that some question people are asking to send some books. So I guess you have planned to send some books title. But if you join the book club, it's a good start. Mind to Matter, the Himalayan Masters, so there are some, the Joe Dispenza books, of course. So, many books that will help you go ahead.
Yes.
Thank you so much. And have a great program, and see you soon.
Yes, sir. Yeah, you can. Music, please.
What do I desire? What will bring me to my highest good? What do I want? What do I desire? What will bring me to my highest good? Prosperity, I claim it. Abundance, is mine.